Hi, I am going to read Chapter 9 in Looking for Home. Out of ideas. We're moving, I said to Grandma Jan. I said it as soon as she answered our knock the next morning. No use waiting to tell her. She'd find out soon enough anyway. Her smile faded. Moving? When? Where? We found a house, said Liz. It's in this neighborhood on Ashdale Street. Grandma Jan's smile came back. Well, that's wonderful, she said. I'm glad you're not going far away. You can still come visit me. I hadn't thought about that. That was true. And when we came to visit Grandma Jan, we could play at the pond. Maybe we could even hunt some more for the buried treasure. But we'd never see Pilgrim again after he went to live with Brienne and Emily. Poor Pilgrim, he'd probably hate living with those screamy girls. How's Pilgrim? I asked. Oh, he's doing fine, said Grandma Jan, acting like he owns the place already. She held her finger up to her lips. He's found himself a bed, she said. Come, see where he's sleeping. We found the kitten in Grandma Jan's sewing basket. He was all snuggled up with the scraps of green wool fabric in there. Oh, he looks so cute, said Liz. I wish you could keep him, Grandma Jan. Well, said Grandma Jan, I have an idea. Brienne and Emily can't take him at their house. Their mother is allergic to cats. I'd forgotten about that. But since you two will be moving to a house soon, she stopped and raised her eyebrows at us. Liz looked at me. We could take Pilgrim, she cried. She started jumping up and down. Why didn't we think of that last night, Micah? I know Mom and Dad will let us. They let us have a dog in Michigan. They have to let us. But what will we do with him until then? I asked. Miss Melzer said we had to find him a home today. I'll have another talk with Miss Melzer, said Grandma Jan. She might allow me to keep him a little longer if a home has been promised to him soon. And I could give him the care he needs with my kitty formula. Liz leaned over and whispered in the kitten's ear. Pilgrim, I think we found a home. I think we found you a home. Pilgrim's ear twitched, but he went right on sleeping. We talked to Mom and Dad, and Grandma Jan talked to Miss Melzer. They all said they'd think about it. So that night, Liz and I knelt beside her bed and prayed. We prayed really hard, and the next day, everybody said yes. We spent a lot of time helping Mom pack boxes. A lot of our stuff was already in boxes down in the basement of the apartment building. But we had to pack up the stuff we'd been using. Packing isn't very much fun, but it made me excited to move into our new house. Liz and I went to visit Pilgrim and Grandma Jan every day. Pilgrim was turning out to be a lot fluffier and cuter than he'd been at first. Grandma Jan gave us tips about caring for him. She really knew what she was doing. Liz and I tried a few more times to find the pirate treasure. One day, while we were digging in a muddy place near the pond, Liz said, Micah, I've been thinking. Thinking about what? We never found a piece of home for Grandma Jan to keep. I mean, she's getting to keep Pilgrim for a few weeks, but then she has to give him back to us. What about the frogs and crickets? I asked. Liz shook her head. I don't think that was a very good idea. If she kept them at all, I don't think she keeps them inside. I've never seen them in her apartment anywhere. Well, at least we tried, I said. I can't think of any more ideas, said Liz. I stopped digging and looked at her. I could never, ever remember a time when Liz had been out of ideas. Can you think of anything? She asked. I looked around at the geese, the ducks, the trees, the pond, the bushes, and the flowers. Nothing was ours to give away. No, I said.